All-Pro JAFFos, ball out Pro Bowl, Tony Romo, 40-yard dash, boy, don't be slow-mo. Get on the court, boy, I make go. Outside in the sun like Elliot Kobo. I'm running fast, LA de la Cruz. Turn on the JAFFos, get my news. A7FL doing good, how I knew. All-Pro JAFFo, the All-Pro, jumps off sports. They speak fast, you talk smack, you get sacked. Come tune in, sit in chat, sport you like, they speak all that.
Hey, yo, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Another episode of the All-Pro JAFFos, bringing you the highly elevated sports talk for the highly elevated sports fan. I'm your host, JP. Alongside me, as always, the prodigy, EJ Wizzle. And joining us from the Mizzle and Dub Show, and his partner will be joining us late as usual. But give it up for Mizzle from the Mizzle and Dub Show. How are you, sir?
Pretty good. Trying to take it one day at a time.
Understood, man. Everybody, I know we've been gone for a minute. A lot of things have been going on. We had the Final Four for the A7FL over in Vegas last Sunday. Then we had obviously we've been dedicating this show to Mizzle's brother, Rell Mason, who passed away not too long ago. We had his funeral last week, and just kind of everything that we've been trying to kind of get together and find the right time and everything to get back on. And we got no better than the right time to get back on than 2 days before the A7FL Championship being held in Jackson, New Jersey. Got a few things to talk about when it comes to that. But again, the first things first, wanted to give a shout out to, especially, Mizzle and the rest of the Mason family, mom and pops, cousins, uncles, aunties, everybody who showed up for the service. Beautiful service. A lot of great stories that we got to hear. Really good amount of people that showed up. It's just it was a tough one. It was definitely a tough one. But as Dub came in to say that all going to be there to support each other no matter what, and that's what we're going to do. We're just going to continue on, be there for each other. And some things that we have, especially on mizzleanddubshow.com as well as jaffostv.com, there is number 10 forever, as you kind of see the logo that's up at the top corner of tonight's show. Merchandise being sold on both websites to be able to obviously not just remember Rell, but it's also to be able to raise funds and stuff like that to be able to give to his son Declan, who all the proceeds from that merchandise will be going to him. So support the cause and be there for the family. And once again, we'll keep we're definitely going to keep everybody in our prayers. And this family is grown into something that I've truly enjoyed being a part of. So we'll definitely keep his memory alive and well, and then keep the joy and the vibes going the way he would have definitely wanted to get it going. So
That's right.
He was a big supporter of Mizzle and Dub show as well as our show. Always had a smile on his face, always giving hugs and keeping the joy in everybody's hearts. So hopefully we can be able to do the same in memory of him.
Never a dull moment when you were around bro. Never.
Never. So rest easy, brother, and it's not goodbye. We will see you again soon, sir.
The village got Declan, bro. The village got him. Promise.
Absolutely. So getting into it, I mean, we got to talk about the A7FL Championship. Again, we got Dub who's going to be showing up in a little bit. EJ's here. DJ Madsticks would be here. He might show up, pop in, but he's been feeling sick as hell these last 2 days. I mean, obviously, we know that he's got probably one of the busiest schedules, especially out of all of us, for all the things that he does, not just DJ wise, but everything else outside of that. And speaking of Dub himself. Hello, sir. How are you?
As Rambo said to Colonel Troutman, day by day.
You know what? I said to say, I don't like you right now. we continue to come on we can, but that just shows you our connection right there. Not the same exact words, but pretty much what you just said. I said the same thing when JP asked me.
Well, I mean, as I tell people, I tell people all the time, I may not be a Mason by blood, but don't you dare tell David and Terry that I'm not their son, and don't you dare try to tell Barbary Lane that she didn't gain 2 more sons, because she will fight you to the death. I'm just telling you. I tell people, I said, I may not have brothers by DNA, but understand you, I gained another family in the 28 years I've been associated being an honorary Mason. Because, I mean, like I said, when Uncle Bobby came down and I extended my, he said, boy, don't you ever extend your hand out to me ever again for the rest of your... I said, okay, Uncle, I got it. I got it. But no, it's just, as I told Mom, I said, it was the honor of my life to be one of the speakers at his homegoing celebration, even though Debo and Cephas had to throw in a, how the fuck am I supposed to follow that? I'm like, I didn't ask to go lead off, but
don't worry about it. You can say this. Declan is the one that stole the whole show.
I agree.
That microphone.
I agree.
That boy stood up there with no nerves.
He handled it.
Stutter. He didn't fumble a word.
He handled it.
Yeah.
But, like I told him, I said, well, I guess you got to be Barry and I got to be Ricky, so Ricky got to get on base. But, I mean, to quote what you said, JP, though, I mean, he was our biggest supporter of both shows, and he would always said, if he didn't hear it from either of us, he didn't believe it. It was like we had to be his stamp of, okay, my guy said it, okay, I believe it now. But I mean, just goes to show you, as we say, and it's on a shirt, folks, what do we know? We don't know a damn thing.
We know A7 though. We can get that. We don't know anything else, but we pretty much
definitely know A7. We know a whole lot more than people give us credit for. That's for goddamn sure. I know that.
Which, by the way, before to the Insomniacs team, please safe travels on the flight tonight. We know you guys are taking off around midnight, so and of course Derek and whoever else is going to Philadelphia from Vegas. Safe travel, safe flight. I would go, but damn it, I need to decompress. I really have not had I have not had the chance to rest. I mean, we
still haven't either, bro. It's the thing. I'm still at work.
Yeah, like I've been on the go since I've gotten back from this. I mean, the last 2 weeks. I mean, being out there for the fantastic wedding for the Minks, for Ryan and his bride to celebrate. I damn near need another vacation, for crying out loud.
Well, you need a vacation to take care of the other vacation you did. Then after that, you'll need another vacation after that. So just let me just get all this working. A
lot of highs and lows in emotion.
Yes.
When it comes
to
that's
for sure.
Weeks.
That's a great analogy, JP.
Those highs and lows themselves are it's exhausting. It really is. So I mean, Dub, kudos to you for being able to make it down for both events. I know those types of trips and stuff like that are not easy, but I know for you it was definitely necessary. So
the thing is, and Mizzle was the one that kind of gave me this name, but I mean, I can't be the glue if I don't live up to being that name, and I had to be there for everybody. Like I said, I really have not had a chance to cry. Like the only time I've cried is because Father's Day brings me a whole bunch of personal pain. That's really the only time I've cried. I really have not cried over my brother, and if I tried to, I would feel his hand grab my bald head like he's about to dunk me, like, bro, why are you crying? Don't make me bust out with the turtle wax. And I'm like, I don't like you right now.
But I mean, it's you felt the presence. Everything was, again, it was a beautiful day for the wedding. It was as much sadness and emotion that went into it for the service. It was still, again, a beautiful service because family came together. Everybody was there to, even after the seeing him and the burial and everything, for everyone to kind of come together, still be able to share stories and laugh and be able to kind of keep that joy that he brought going it was definitely, especially for me, and I've told my wife and I've told you guys this, but being a part of this family for the short amount of time that I have been, I have definitely felt the love and the care and everything that comes with being a part of it. And that's something that I've told you guys, I was in a dark place before. And, thanks to you guys being able to kind of help me get out of that, it's been something that, and I've said this before, I will cherish that till the day I die, because I'm just like you guys. Once you're family, there ain't no getting out of that.
Once we bring you,
whether it's blood or not.
Once we bring you in, we love the fuck out of you hard. Yep. And like I said, the celebrate, I said, I know I love hard, but little big brother loved harder than me, and I love pretty damn hard. But I mean, for example, when Mizzle brought Ryan around us for the first time, because Mizzle is the last person to bring somebody in, and he will tell you that straight to your face. He's the last person to bring somebody up. He was like, bro, I think we found somebody that might fit this. I'm like, word? And I mean, just Ryan's first interaction with everybody, I'm like, I see why.
He fits.
and obviously, like I said, and Mizzle and I have said this many of times. I said, without JP extending the first invitation, we wouldn't be on the platform that we are now on the Mizzle Dub Show. We'd still be being pissed off, flipping off Zoom, which
like
rest in peace soon.
You were featured on there first, and I watched it. And the moment the show ended, he got off. The first text message I said, "You need to ask JP how can we get that," and we're getting it now. And that's it. That's it. I don't care how much we got to spend. We need that. I love this setup. But this village is very, very special to me. Now I'm gonna lean on you guys a lot wholeheartedly more. I always leaned on you guys. It's just because we're family. But now, the void in my heart is a little broken. But as long as I got you guys, I know I'm gonna be okay.
We got your back, man. Like I said, it's whatever you need. One phone call away. I don't live too far. Yeah, so as soon as I'm off work, or if I got a free day or whatever, I'm there. So it's just one phone call away. That's for damn sure.
We'll find a way to make Sunday happen. I literally got to go put in some work when I get home. So stay tuned for Saturday when I let you know.
We'll get it all figured out, because Sunday is going to be a hell of a day. And kind of segueing into that, because I mean, what would be A7 without talking to a bunch of people from the A7? I know Derek was just in there, but we got two members of the Trenton BIC. Obviously, they've been on the show before, but we got to bring them back because championship is a big time to be able to talk. And I know I ruffled a little bit of feathers with my comments in the New Jersey chat a couple of days ago.
Mr. Robinson, good to see you, bro. It was good to meet you in Vegas, bro. It was
Kenny
good to meet you.
Hello, fellas. How are you?
What's good, man? How you feeling?
Welcome. We're getting through it, man. We're getting through it, and just wanting to, again, just we're pivoting into Sunday, which is obviously a big day, and I mean, I'll clarify why I put the post that I put I'll clarify it, because some people, that's a weird post. It may be weird to some people, but there's a reason why I put it. But we'll get into that. But fellas, Vegas was a tough one. That heat was no joke. You guys showed a hell of a lot of toughness to be able to get through that. And I mean, well, we got to bring also, from the Vegas side, we got to bring Suge Light in here.
Boss
Derek
man.
Duncan.
It was good.
Big
What's good,
Derek,
boss?
what's good, man?
Did you put some special mousse in your hair, D? No, because it is flowing, my guy. It is flowing.
How'd you know my nickname from Izzle?
Yeah. Surprised he didn't sweat it out.
The special moves is in the house.
I feel it. I feel it.
But the Final Four in Vegas was definitely was tough on all sides, even for the Vegas guys. You even had some of the Vegas guys going like this was
Hey, is
no
that my
joke,
dog Pete Stansberry right there?
You know it
And
is.
Trey? Oh shit!
Showing a little bit of love. That's
My
it.
God! Look, I came back. I went away. There was 4 of y'all. I came back and there's like 20.
I didn't even know you could put this many people on here for real.
I could put at least 10. I could put at least 10 on there. Yep. That
JP.
would be a whole hell of a lot to look at for everybody, but I could put at least 10 on here.
JP White, he paid for the full version.
When y'all coming in, Derek? What time y'all landing tomorrow?
Oh man, that's a fun story we're gonna have to get into.
Oh shit!
Uh-oh.
Oh, y'all haven't heard.
Story time.
As long as you're not the night crawlers, we'll be all right. Let me stop taking shots, but you know what I'm saying. Don't pull the night crawlers.
Again, I wanted to talk to especially Trey, Kenny, you guys, being from the East, dealing with that type of heat is a little different. Trey, you've lived in Vegas for a minute, so you kind of had already a bit of an idea of what it was going to be like. But I mean, 105 out on it, essentially an AstroTurf field that didn't have a whole hell of a lot of grip on it.
No traction at all.
115.
No, yeah,
115
not
on
really
that
any
field.
traction. It was a hell of a day. I mean, for anybody who wants an example, just go look at Steve Ashmore's stomach at the end of that goddamn game. My God. You want to look at Larry the Lobster, that is it right there. He was just absolutely
God bless Steve.
But I mean, but you
God
guys
bless him.
came in, and this was one of the things that we talked, especially with the heat. And I said the toughness, because it is not easy playing in that type of weather. And not just that, but you had a good amount of guys playing both sides of the ball in that type of weather. So that to me, I was like, that showed a hell of a lot of toughness on y'all side to be able to have, Sterry, Kason, you had Ashanti Worthy, you had a good
Trey
amount
played
of people.
both sides of the ball. A couple people. I mean, that heat make you respect people for real. Like
100%.
Yeah, it make you respect people. I started respecting the West Coast a lot more for just living in it. I earned more respect from my guys because bro, by the third quarter, all of them were gassed. Like, and I didn't know at a point in time we would have been able to finish the game. So honestly, the amount of respect I just gained for them for literally leaving it all on the field, literally, and no break after that neither. We went straight from the field to the airport. We drove home sweaty,
Savages.
and Trey had a middle seat.
Hey,
some of y'all did.
Hey, y'all was gladiators, bro. That's gladiator work right there.
Some of y'all went straight to the airport. Some of y'all went clubbing.
Oh, some of us stayed there way too long and went to the hospital, but I'm not gonna say no names.
Yeah. It was a long night, Derek.
Hey, but let me jump in real quick because I'm gonna have to get off here in a little bit. I want to tell you what's happening with Vegas and the bullshit we went through. So, at 2:00 today, Jason Brown got a text from Frontier. Your flight has been canceled.
Oh wow.
Fuck.
Yeah, man. So Jason reached out to me. He's like, "Bro, did you get the same text?" I'm like, "No." So we went in, checked our confirmations. Everything still looked good. He's like, "Man, I don't trust it. It's Frontier. Let me call and see what's up." And literally 21 of our flights got canceled at 2:30 today.
Wow.
Well,
So
what's the backup plan?
Well, we were on. The 21 people are on. Well, one person had to drop out. He's having some issues with the family, so he's not going to make it after all. But the other 20 have rebooked on different flights, one going into Ohio, one going direct into JFK, and then we're gonna have to go pick them up and drive them out, and the other one going through Raleigh. So a bunch of
Somebody
people.
is going to land in Ohio and drive 8 hours to New
No, no, no,
Jersey.
no, 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 changing planes in Ohio.
Oh,
Oh
okay.
So
shit,
so
that
it was
drive was hell.
so it was a direct flight that got canceled. So we were all leaving tonight at 10 o'clock, getting in tomorrow at like 5:30, 6 a.m.
Right.
You know, cool deal. Not have to change anything. And then Frontier canceled the flight on us. They said they didn't have enough flight attendants or
How the fuck you don't have?
captains.
Excuse my language. What the fuck?
Right?
You are a $1 billion company per se. And you
I don't know if they're $1
So
billion
y'all all leave tomorrow. Probably take like 10-hour flights in total. 10-hour flight time.
We all leave in like 3 hours.
Oh yeah,
Damn.
cool.
So you won't even get here until about 5 p.m., 6 p.m. tomorrow.
So my flight didn't get canceled. Thankfully, I got the Spirit. So those of us who
They're doing
are
everybody right.
flight didn't get canceled yet. We'll just put it like that. So
Hope you got a comfy seat or you went big.
man, I probably got a middle seat underneath somebody big.
Oh wow. Jesus.
You're not gonna be like me. Don't get the middle seat like me.
Trey had to sit in the middle between me and another defensive lineman that was at the
Oh my
field.
God! And look, Trey's 230 now. Trey ain't little no more.
Crazy. I was cramping and everything.
After
Man,
4
that's brutal.
touchdowns.
Mid-season cramping in my sleep. That shit was crazy. Got Kenny leaning on me.
Trey,
Yeah,
you
man.
definitely,
Well, tell the
Trey, you
guy,
definitely
Joe.
had some beef to lean on for sure, brother.
Man,
But check it out. I got to jump. I just want to say what's up. Mad respect, Kenny. Mad respect, Trey. I can't wait to see y'all boys tomorrow or the next day whenever we get to see you. Thank you for everything y'all do for us and for the league. And I'll catch up with you soon. Thanks for having me on for the little bit of time I got to pop in
Appreciate
with
you,
you.
bro.
Hey, get there safely, Joe. We're praying for you guys. Get there safely.
All right, y'all. Be good.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Spirit ain't gonna do you wrong. Keep telling everybody that Spirit's good, man.
What were some things going into that Final Four game that you guys had to have like a conversation to prepare for what the hell, literally like playing in hell? Were you guys having to deal with? I know hydration was obviously a huge key, for everything there, but game plan wise, was there any conversations that you guys were having of how that you guys can be able to get through the elements essentially? It's not so much as the play, but dealing with the elements is definitely a huge factor in that weekend especially.
Well, we actually expected to have 3 more people, another linebacker and 2 more corners. And some pretty big names end up missing their flights. So it was like we thought that going out there with about 20 was pretty cool. And 20 turned to 15 real fast. After we were already out there, the numbers dwindled. So it was kind of like, yeah, we don't know what to do. I mean, we drank all the water we could. We went to went to Walmart, brought 1,000 cases of water, more Gatorade than I can remember buying in my life.
Bananas.
But yeah, bananas, oranges.
Fruit.
Like we tried everything. We got a bunch of packets of the hydration things. What's them hydration things called?
Was it the liquid IVs or
Yep, liquid IV.
No, we had a bunch. We got waters and fruit and everything else, like stuff to keep us hydrated and stuff. We was hydrating.
So we did everything we could
since like 6 o'clock in the morning, the whole day. Even the night before we hydrated.
No, because I was looking at and like I could see Sterry, like he seemed to be struggling and stuff. He's getting down on in a squat position, trying to get a breather and everything. It's just everybody was just, but that's why I say like the toughness that you guys were be able to go all 4 quarters through that. Because I mean the animals was there anything like when you guys were watching the previous game, like watching how the animals were kind of handling it, that you guys thought maybe we need to do this or maybe we need to kind of figure out how to get through that, or was it just, well, this is what we got to deal with. Got to play to our the best we can.
No, not really. We didn't really change the game plan, like based on Animals and Insomniacs game. We just stuck to what we, talked about all week,
My
and
bad.
You're good.
you good, Kenny. We went out there and did what we needed to do.
It was a tough one, and then again we're playing against and I got to give some credit to Sick with it. They showed up and they surprised me. I'm not gonna lie. They surprised me. They hung in there, but I mean it was it was helpful the fact that they had a whole hell of a lot more guys to be able to kind of sub in and out to take care of that. I mean, I saw Daniel Packer was on the sideline just yakking his whole life away because of the heat. He spent some time in the hospital as well because of the heat and everything that was going on.
I
But you
heard
guys,
he had it pretty bad after the game. I was hoping he was all right. I didn't get a chance to reach out because I don't really know his like social media, but
Man, his ass was fine. Man, ain't nothing wrong with Packer ass, man. His ass was fine. Fucking Packer, get old ass sit down somewhere. Anyway,
nah, but
sorry.
yo, if I
Packer
was
like my
them,
best
bro,
friend
I
though.
would have
He like
put.
my
I
best
wouldn't have
friend,
let
bro. I love
nobody
Packer.
play more than three plays at a time. If I was them, that's just what I would have did. I would have, and I wouldn't have scored so quickly either. Like they had a lot of big plays. I would have been telling people, no, catch the ball, get your 40 yards, and go down. Uh, make them play, make them stay on the field, make them breathe hard. That's personally what I would have did. Like one
Well,
big play to the crib actually benefited us because it's like, all right, well, we get to breathe a little bit and go back and score. Um, I really wouldn't have done that. I would have tried.
oh, he was giving us some good stuff too.
Did
Dadgummit.
he go out again?
Yeah,
there you
there
go.
he is.
What's
Yeah, my
going on,
bad. The
Ken?
same person keep calling me for trying to buy damn tickets. It's too late. Nah, but nah, but yeah, that's probably what I would have did. I would have just tried to make them stay on the field as much as physically possible. But they were kind of helping us by scoring fast. It worked
Yeah.
out.
The only thing I'll
Um,
probably say is like, not to like, it's gonna sound stupid, but it's probably the truth. The hardest thing out there wasn't even dealing with the heat. It was just like trying to find a way to breathe. The hardest part was like trying to get your air back. Like, with the air being so thick out there, like it was hard to breathe. The heat, I mean,
Yeah,
the heat's gonna
ice
be the heat.
towels and all. This shit
Yeah,
didn't
like
work.
it was just like the fucking breathing part. That was the hardest part for me.
and then now it's headed back to New Jersey. It's in the Dome this time, which
Have
the
any
more
of you
I
guys
hear
played it there?
about it.
Correct? Is it a
Yeah,
shorter
Yeah,
field?
that was the first place BIC played because we be playing like doing other events together, not just E7. The first place we played this year together was there,
Oh
and it's
wow.
probably gonna be the last place we play for the year together.
Mm.
Well, under the name BIC. Obviously, we all do like a bunch of other shit, but yeah, under the name BIC, that's where it started. So it's only right that's where it ends. And it wasn't even our idea to have it there. I never in life would have thought A7 would go there because of the field being shorter. So it was a surprise to all of us. We didn't find out till we were on the way to the airport after the game in Vegas. We all
Wow.
found out in Vegas that that's where it was being played at. I immediately called Ryan. I'm like, how are we going to play there? He's like, oh, we're going to run it horizontally. I said, even if we run it horizontally, it's not 100 yards. And he was like, yeah, I know, but it's going to be entertaining and good for the sport and so on and so forth. So I actually think he's right about that. It's going to be good to watch, but for the players that's used to playing on a 100-yard field, it's trash. It's
So
not.
I mean, it to me that it brings more of an arena
yeah,
feel
arena football. Yeah.
Right.
to it, which that high scoring, high pace, type of. But I mean, it for A7, the 100 yards and everything. There's that uniqueness to it that just kind of gets almost thrown by the wayside when you're playing on a shorter field. But did I hear this correct? Like, what do you mean last game as under the name BIC?
Oh, I just mean for the year. Like we
Oh, okay. I was
everybody
about to say I
has
might
their
call
own
Pella.
yeah.
Hold
groups.
on.
Yeah, no, we're
Wait a
not
minute.
doing that. Everybody has their own groups of flag and semi pro and all that. So usually we play together and as many things we could before the season, and after the season we'll be playing together, but it's under different team names, you know.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But as the
Okay. I
name
was about to say,
BIC
I'm like,
A7 is
wait a
usually about
minute.
the last thing of the year.
I was gonna say this is definitely news to me if I'm hearing that this is the last game
No,
BIC are
no,
playing
Oh
with
no.
the
nah,
A7. I
yeah.
was about to say, what the fuck is going on right now?
Can't stop, won't stop. We should say we won't play no more unless they let the Insomniacs play over here.
Right. That's the plan, right, Kenny? That's the
That's
plan,
what we
right?
should say.
That's good. That's
but
good.
No,
but it obviously it's a rematch of last year. It's a highly anticipated matchup. Two of the best teams from their respective coasts. You guys obviously had a feel for them last year. We've talked about it on the show before. We already know what feelings and stuff like that were afterwards. But now going into this Sunday, mindset wise, what are you guys? I mean, if you don't have to give too much away, if you don't want to, but what is it that you guys are now talking with each other about going into Sunday of how it is that we need to be able to handle business against a team that's going for a three-peat, lost one game in the last 3 years, and to be honest, absolutely handed it to the Animals during the Final Four.
I'll say something for quick, Kenny. Before you answer, Kenny, I would just say do your job. Everybody focus on doing their job, doing what you there for. Everything else will take care of itself. As long as everybody do their job, everything else will fall into place.
Yeah, that
So player
sums it up.
aspect.
Simple.
straight to the point.
Oh, also something you said, like I kept hearing people say people were giving animals an excuse, and there's no excuse for losing. You lose, you lose. You show up with who you show up with, you lose. But I do think the game is closer if they have help breathing with
Yeah.
more people. However, I probably was one of the first people to say publicly that I didn't think the animals could beat them anyway. Like full staff, I just didn't think they matched up well.
Mm.
And I also think the Insomniacs came out passing the ball, which I do realize they do a lot more, but I'm pretty sure they know that their best strength is still running the ball. And that's what I thought they were going to do for 4 quarters. But they just decided to do it at halftime. And when they did, they went up big like I thought they would. I didn't think the game was going to be close in the first half. I thought they were
Mm.
going to come out running the ball, running those crack tosses, doing what they do. But they didn't. They came out, heavy sets, throwing the ball up top, some too wide. And, I was just like, maybe they want to be BIC and play with their food a little bit. And I don't know, why
I
they did
I
that.
kind of thought that Scooter took the whole he's a D tackle a little personally and wanted to prove a point, but I mean that's just
I
going
mean,
out
he
there and
threw
throwing
8,
eight
so he
touchdowns.
proved it. Shit,
So
if he had a point to
Not too
prove, he
bad for a
proved it.
defensive
right.
tackle. Yes,
But I
so
feel like if they would have ran the ball from the first quarter, it would have been done from the first quarter. First of all, they had 15. Like I said about the sick with it. When you see somebody don't have the numbers and you playing the heat, use that to your advantage. Like, why would you not? So I thought they were going to literally just run them into the ground for 4 straight quarters. That's
mm,
why I thought. Yeah, so the score was kind of what I thought it was going to be. And I think even if the Animals had their full team, it would have been closer, but I don't think they would have won. I do
mm.
find it weird that that's the smallest deficit the Insomniacs had all year. Um,
Well,
I, yeah, I find that weird. Like that's crazy if you think about it. Like that's the smallest deficit they had all year. And if I'm correct, the Animals scored the most points on them than they have had scored on all year.
I
Uh,
mean, and I've
Yes,
I've said
because the
this.
most the most they have given up all season was 18 points to stick with it.
Yeah.
So them
yeah,
giving
that's
up 20.
crazy.
So them giving up 24 is a season high for them thus far.
And I've talked about that before,
For
and
now.
and this is and don't get me wrong, the Vegas division this year did get a little bit better than previous years. Obviously, when you're playing the
Nah, it's
Insomniacs,
just,
the
No, I
score.
think Sick with
nah,
it
it
got
got
worse.
worse,
They
bro.
was
It
tough
got
last
worse.
Well,
year.
It got worse.
I
It
mean,
definitely got worse.
I think if
when
we go out last
yeah,
year with the team we went out this year and play Sick with it, we wouldn't have walked away with a win. If we played that last year Sick with it team with 15 people,
mm,
I don't think we win that game.
Yeah. They got Logo. I mean, they got Lugo and they got Gary and those guys. way better
Yeah,
team
they
last
was
year than it was this
tough
year.
last year.
Yeah. I mean, it's for them. I think with this team, it was almost kind of starting back from scratch. You new quarterback, you got different players and stuff like that, trying to find that mold. Whereas last year's Sick with a team already had a few years under their belt, with being together. But this team, the way when I look at them, I mean, Stone King had probably the game of
Played
his
his best
life,
game. Played his
you know,
best
game.
game.
Best,
against
yeah.
Jones. So
Yeah, he was
I
slinging that
think.
shit.
Yeah, I think this team, and if I'm not mistaken, I talked to Lavish a little bit on the sideline. He's, kind of on the fence. He may come back next year. It may be another year until he comes back again. We'll see. But there's still talks about former players who didn't play this year or were on a different team or recruiting wise. This is a team that they can get better from where they're at. That's for sure. The division as a whole got I again, this is personally just from what I've seen. The competition, if you take out the Insomniacs, because again, as much as they've been winning by, I've been saying they're the most boring team to watch because of the fact that they're just absolutely destroying teams, and it's not entertaining after a certain amount of time watching it.
It will be
Trust
on
me, I've been
Sunday,
doing
that's for
film for
sure.
2 weeks. I know.
But watching the rest of the division, they've gotten progressively better. They're starting to kind of find a little bit of the recruiting needs to get better. They need to, obviously get better players.
Recruit in the trenches. That's how you win
team?
games.
That's for sure
What
too.
team?
Really, the
What
whole
team you talking
division.
about right now? Oh
Really,
yeah,
the whole division.
yeah. That's not gonna happen.
But
That's how
see,
it's like.
honestly, I feel like a lot of things is weird out there too. Like, I feel like a lot of teams do things that don't make sense. Like, I tried to watch the Insomniacs play the Gold, and I had so many questions for their coaches. Like, why are you rushing one and having six in coverage, and three of those six are my size? Like questions like that. Like, or if you can see them with one receiver and everybody else is in the line on the line of scrimmage or in the backfield, why are your corners still 10 yards back, or why do you have a deep safety? They're obviously about to punch you in the mouth. Like, I I have so many questions. I was in a meeting with James and Derek and all of them, and I was watching film and I just lost it. Like, I didn't even do it on purpose. Like, I just lost it. Like, yo, what are they thinking? Like, I can see why it's 70-0 at half. It's like, I don't think they I don't know. I don't know what to say. I don't know if it's a bad game plan or if they game plan at all. I feel like that's the start. Everybody should just like, well, other than the Insomniacs, obviously, just start coming up with better game plans, like at least.
Dub, you can maybe answer this for me. If I'm not mistaken, especially for the stealth in the goal, I'm not too sure about the hunters. I think there were some coaching changes, within the year, but I think
The
for the
stealth,
gold and the stealth, it
the
was
stealth changed
new.
coaches for sure because Alonzo came towards the end of the season. Alonzo Thomas, of course, the son of legendary Raiders defensive lineman Skip Dr. Thomas, he came over and take over the stealth. So now the stealth is his organization, as I know for now, unless something changes again. But he came and coached the last couple of games during the season. Who knows what's going to happen next year up in the air as far as what's going to be as far as the division goes. Who knows what's going to happen if LA is going to throw itself back into the A7 mix. They were supposed to come back this year, but things happen. We don't
It's
know.
gonna be the same thing. It's gonna be the same thing next season, Dub.
No need for LA. Just stop fucking around and bring in the
Trey,
It's
Northern
gonna be the
California
same
guys.
shit next season.
Trey,
Dub.
I wouldn't doubt that one bit because I know firsthand you have been trying to get a player's rep going for the last 3 years, and seemingly nobody wants to comprehend that. Why, I don't know. But I mean, I definitely would agree. It would be great if you had player representation from every team to where y'all can have meetings and come to an agreement or come to a compromise and try to be like, hey, these as players, this is what we want. How can we come something close to that? Which I agree that there needs to be something along those lines. I mean, not exactly almost like a players union, but not necessarily a players union because obviously we're not the NFL.
That's why the committee,
EIO.
the player committee got over 700 players on there.
Oh yeah.
Already.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's
That's
got a
crazy,
good
right?
amount of players on there.
Well, now we
that's
just
pretty
need, like I said, player reps, maybe 2 reps from each team to go into these meetings and be like, look, guys, okay, this is how we want to improve the league. What steps can we take to do that? I think that is something that really needs to really be seriously considered if you want progression and the league to I mean, the league continues to grow year by year, but I mean, there's but if you want to try to build towards progression, build towards growth, and possibly a national
Right.
TV deal, things like these need to
I
happen.
I tried doing that when I lived in Vegas with Kelly and those guys, and they tried it right down. The idea was shot down. So, I mean, but I still continue to make the page and whatnot, and add players and stuff. So that time, later on down the road, the opportunity comes about. The platform will already still be there.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
don't give up the idea. I mean, it's a
No,
good
no,
idea.
definitely not.
I would definitely
Hell no.
say keep promoting it as best as you can, and eventually somebody's gonna get on board. Eventually,
Yeah, and
Yeah.
and being able to kind of not just players, but like coaching staff, ownership, CEOs, like the higher ups and everything. I think everybody needs to start coming to the table to be able to find out, hey, look, this is what needs to get done. This is what needs to happen, and if there needs to be any sort of growth, continued growth in the league, because and we've said this on the show. I'm not hiding from it or nothing. From what we've seen, etc. This year was a little weird. This
It's
year
a
was a
lot
little,
weird.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't the same as where you can kind of feel, oh man, you're having jersey situations that are getting fucked up. You're getting all sorts of these different types of small things here and there that are just kind of, well, if you want the league to get to where you say you do,
Mm-hmm.
this is not the path to do it. But I mean, again, after the championship, I already know that the game is going to be is must see cinematic style, TV, because you've got, again, 2 of the best teams in the league going at it against each other again. And last year's championship, must see TV. The year before that, but it just continue, the championship game wise, it just continues to get better and better, as the years progress.
It
But
only better.
now,
It only gets better because at the same time, the 3 times. I mean, it only gets better because the last 3 times Vegas went to the championship, they played real comp. That's why it's a game every single time.
compared to, and I've said this
Yeah.
before, compared to the actual, full on division, yes, the competition is definitely different playing against, the East than it is playing against, the teams that are currently there. Again, hopefully the division gets better, because that's a necessity. I've said this from the very beginning. If they want, if any sort of continued respect, then it needs to happen that way. The whole division, needs to get better as a whole. Recruiting, whatever it may need to be, because just sitting, and again, the Insomniacs have gotten bored of the fact that if they win, the championship this year, that they're all leaving to go play fucking softball next year. So it's when you don't have that type of competition, boredom sets into place, and then it just shits on the division even further.
They did speak
But
about
Yo, Kenny.
getting. Yo, you can hear me?
hmm?
Yeah.
Yeah, they did speak about getting like the A division and the B division, which I just didn't think it was a bad idea. Like we could take all the teams that's still developing and let them play each other, and then we take the top teams and
to the top
you
tier, and they
know
play each other across
and
country, which is a good
and
idea.
I think it's better for the league, because then you won't have teams like the Insomniacs wanting to quit, and it's also better for the league because it'll be a lot less blowouts. Like nobody wants to see BIC play the gold, but I'd sure like to watch the Hawks play them. That might be a good game. Like so it's just like I think there's a lot of things they can do, and not the sugarcoat shit, because I just don't know how to do that. I mean, I told Derek to his face, we need a Derek in the East Coast. Like he's the evil villain.
Absolutely,
We've been
absolutely,
saying that. That's
absolutely.
I told him that to his face. He's like, I have to hate you. I don't want to hate you, but I have to. But it's because you get things done for your side of the ball. Like
Oh
you
yeah,
do what you got to do.
he cares. He cares,
And he
and I
just
mean,
laughed, but he know what it is. Like he's a good dude, bro. I talk to him all the time, a lot of respect. Like, but it's like until we have someone over here that cares that much and is going to put the amount of effort into it, because like Ryan, bro, I love Ryan to death, but he's very football. Like he don't really care too much about the schematics of things. He just want to see good games. He want to see good. I mean, like he's so football. He still watches 2014, 2012, 2008 games for no reason, for fun. So it's like me and Derek got this joke. Like we'd come up to something and then Ryan would be like, yo, you know what would be good? And then he'd fuck everything up. Like the whole plan we just made is going down the drain because he'd just be like, yo, you know what would be good? And a lot of times he's right. It would be good, but it's like, dude, you know we can't afford this. We just made a plan. We got owners that you can't do that to. You have to say it 5 times already. So if you say something else, now we got to repeat it another 5 times. So yeah, we need somebody that can focus on the East and just focus on the East the way Derek did with the West. Like there's no reason that your facilities and the way y'all treat the players is further than what the East Coast has been. Like we've been playing this. I mean, well they have, but the game has been going since 2006. If anything, coming over here should be a better experience. But we go over there and it's the field crew is there. We don't have to worry about the chains. They went and got us water without asking. Like we didn't ask them for anything. And they made sure we had fresh water. Even at the half, they came and took it, went back and got it. Before we left, it was like, yo, y'all want to fill up y'all bottles? I know it's how it was just like the courtesy of what we got out there. And I told Center and Ryan that I said, bro, we got to step our shit up, like because it's embarrassing in a way. Like, we come out here last year. I didn't even know they didn't have water. Like Derek told me probably weeks after the championship game
he
that
was
they did
he
not
was
have water.
pissed. He was
Yeah.
oh my god, he was so pissed off.
Ryan came in. I saw the comment. He said that they did have the water, but it got locked up or something like that within the storage underneath the
Yeah,
stadium.
I
They
heard
didn't
that.
just something that came and Derek said, "Fuck no, that didn't happen. Y'all came after halftime." With warm bottles of a 40 case thing of water, and it's turned into this whole thing to where even Derek was getting to the point, and this is probably the most mad I've ever seen him because he's a very happy-go-lucky guy, just a good dude to be able to talk to.
Mhm.
But he got to the point where, he was talking about, we're not going to go play in
Yeah.
the East Coast again if that shit
It
happens
was
again.
it was that serious. He
Yo,
was
we
It
took it
doesn't
so
matter what the
serious what he
championship,
said.
what everything looks like. We're not fucking going if that's
Listen,
going to
I
be the
made sure
case.
myself. I made him a promise. I told James the same thing. And right now in my living room, I have fresh, brand new water bottles and coolers to make sure that you guys have that. Cause I didn't know, bro. There's just you never would have been able to tell me that you brought some people down here to play us. They was hospitable to us whenever we went over there and we don't have water for them. Like I didn't know that was it. I didn't find out till almost 2 weeks later. So I went out myself and got these things. And I told Center, he can reimburse me when I send him my invoice. But whether he does it or not, I made them a promise that I wouldn't let nothing like that go down again. Like I mean, these men are fathers. You feel me? Like
Yeah.
that don't sit right with me. I didn't
which
know.
which by the way, shout out to 2-5 for taking care of both the animals and BIC while he was out there during the Final Four, making sure that you
He
guys
sure did.
had
Yo,
what y'all
thank
needed.
you.
Yeah,
Thank you for real.
2-5. If you're watching again, kudos to you, my guy, because
Yeah,
you did the damn thing.
Tight. He had made sure everything was good. That man was
Yep.
moving.
Yeah. He
Yo,
checking the bags and
constantly
everything.
asking us questions and everything. Like, very, very respectful, bro. Like, from the time we got there to the time we left, everything was dope. Like, they made sure we was good. Shout out to the 2 trainers too. We didn't have to ask them to come over and check on our guys. They just did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a hell of an experience, and it just really made me want to talk to them about stepping up the experience that we give out. Because it got to be better over here. It can't be like that over there and not like that here. So we got to make it right.
No.
I mean,
No,
I'll probably
100%.
never go to Ohio again, but Yeah, we ain't going back. That's not happening.
Oh my goodness.
Listen, I'll play in the Heat again tomorrow before I go back to Ohio. That's out. That's out, bro.
But I
Oh
mean,
baby.
Before
I
you
did
continue,
want to
I just
go
want to
ahead.
say I got to get back to the 9 to 5, but
Yes, sir.
I just want to say Trey and Kenny, y'all have a great game, man. It was good. Like I
Thank
said,
you.
it was good to see y'all when y'all came out to the Final Four.
Likewise.
But I'm looking to see y'all to have a good game. I'm an Insomniacs fan, but I am going to watch you guys and hope you guys give a good game. But
I'm
good luck.
ass.
Good luck Sunday.
Hey, thanks, man.
Thank you.
Hey, no problem.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah,
All right,
Mizzle.
fellas, I'll get at y'all a
Yes,
little bit.
sir. We'll see you. But I did want to kind of get into especially what I said, because obviously, some people were upset. Other people's understood what I was talking about when I said it.
Mhm.
And James always, coach for the Insomnia, he always has, him and I go back and forth all the time when it comes
Y'all need
about
y'all own show, because that would be some great topic for TV. I'm just saying.
But I mean, what I meant by it, and for those who obviously haven't seen it, but for, the players obviously saw it because we got some interaction with it. What I had said was, because throughout this process, I'm hearing Scooter maybe playing hurt, if not playing at all.
So would
You
I,
know,
Mizzle.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that shit.
slip disc,
believe that.
whatever it may
I don't believe
be,
none of that.
and then RTC is not going to be there. Hearing just a whole lot of different things and scenarios and for me, when I start hearing different things leading up to the biggest game of the season, my mind automatically goes to, all right, I don't want to hear no fucking excuses from nobody. I don't want to hear shit. And this goes for all levels, not just A7. This goes for the NFL. Because there's always oh, well, we didn't win because this guy was hurt, or they played hurt, or that. Well, if they played hurt, get them off the fucking field because they're a detriment to the goddamn team.
Who
Don't
got mad at you about your post? Because I thought it was pretty
no,
straightforward.
no. A few guys got
but
mad.
I
a
knew
lot
what
of
he
a lot of
meant.
people a lot of people got mad, or mostly the Insomniacs got mad because I mentioned them first, and I even put it in the comment. It doesn't matter if I would put them first or even fucking second in the post; y'all still would have had something to say about it.
I
I
don't
just
think they
know
should have got mad
that's how
because
it
the
is.
rumors are everywhere. Like
Right.
we heard about that a
It's
week
nothing
ago.
new. So when I said, like, I don't want to hear any, and then oh, well, we've never made excuses, well, no shit, you only lost one game in 3 years. You really don't have to make an excuse for anything. So I'm
Yeah.
just getting ahead of it, going, and then I got some people going like, oh, well, that's a weird post. No, it's not a weird post. It can be a weird post to everybody else. That's fine. But this is why I needed to clarify it right now, because I don't want to hear shit, and I probably won't hear anything, especially from like starters or whatever. But you mostly hear it from like the second, third string fucking guys who
I mean
don't
that
really get
happened
on the
on
field.
every team though.
Yeah, no, I understand that. But what I mean is the excuses. That shit, throw it out the damn window. You get there, you play hard, good competition, good game, whatever the outcome is, you meet in the middle of the field, shake hands, you accept it for what it is. I don't want to hear nothing about, oh, this person was hurt. Oh, well, this person played, well, we had a bunch of guys playing both ways. We didn't have the numbers. We didn't have this, or we didn't have that. I don't want to hear it, because there was ample time to be able to prepare for this game. And if there
100%.
was no preparation to get to it, then that's on y'all. Whether it's BIC or it's the Insomniacs, it doesn't matter. So I don't expect to, and again, I don't really expect to hear any excuses, because all of the times that I've talked to you guys, whether it's BIC or the Insomniacs, there's humbleness to it. There is no excuses. There is, oh, we need to do this, we need to do that. They got us that time, or they get, whatever, and then move on. But getting ahead of it is the reason why, because again, the last thing that I want to hear from anybody during a loss is an excuse on why things couldn't happen. That's the one of the more annoying things for me when it comes to watching football, whether it's A7, NFL, the excuses of why things couldn't happen.
I
You
agree. I
should
don't
have
think that they're gonna
prepared
have
for that ahead of
excuses.
time.
I don't think they have excuses. And my boys, they know. My boys, I'll tell them. I don't.
Every time he makes a very good point,
Right.
he
What
gets out.
happened? Every time.
He's making some good points. I'm like, damn it, he gets kicked out again. Mad Sticks, how you feeling, buddy?
Can I?
Oh man, I'm here.
I hear you. I hear
Hey,
you.
hey, yo, Jay.
Yes, sir.
Jay, you know why I think the whole RTC and Scooter thing is a bluff? Like in a way, Derek just confirmed it. Like he said, everybody coming is one person. So if you really believe a Scooter and them guys are not playing or going or like not going to try and play, then yeah.
Oh, like I don't doubt
I don't believe that
if
shit.
that one person who's not going is RTC, which I'm thinking it is. But again, even if Scooter and that was my whole thing. Whether Scooter plays or not, I don't want to hear, oh well, Scooter was playing with a bad back. Well, if he was playing with a bad back, that's on him. He
But you're
shouldn't have
gonna hear
played
that.
if he
But
had a bad back.
listen, I mean, it comes along with football. You can say that, but it's not as easy as it sounds, bro. Like it's
It's
always
not.
gonna be
No,
reasons.
I agree. I agree with that. But my thing is, if you're and I've played with an injury, I've played with guys who've had an injury or whatever. But my mindset of it has always been the same. I know
Right.
it's tough to step away or to not step away to play hurt and all of that shit. I
Right.
absolutely 100% get it. But what I don't want to hear is the excuse of why things went bad. If you were going to make an excuse, then you shouldn't have
Be
done
playing.
it to begin with. That's my whole point. If you're going to play hurt, cool, play hurt. I don't blame you for doing it. But I don't want to hear I had a bad game because I played. Well, you knew you were hurt. You knew if you knew that this was a possibility of happening, why are you even doing it? I think most of the guys, when it comes to doing shit like that, it's more of like a glory thing. Well, if I have a good game while playing hurt, I can be able to tell people, oh, yeah, even though I played hurt, I went through it and we did a good thing. So it's either you get all the glory or you make an excuse on why you played like shit.
Wouldn't that be hurting your team, though? Like, if
What?
you know you're not fully 100, why would you, try and play them that you're not fully 100%? I mean,
I agree. I've said that.
got jobs motherfuckers got livelihoods after this football stuff. So it's like, it's not,
and that's what I'm saying. Like if you're gonna sit there
it.
and be a detriment to your team, that's on you. You have to take that. Don't make an excuse on why shit went bad and I couldn't play. You knew you did it anyway. That's on you. You need to hold on to that.
Hey,
you need to be able to sit with that and go, well, fuck, maybe I shouldn't.
What's up, Trey?
That's why we all sign waivers, just so nobody can get sued.
That part.
For real.
So
K-Wack is being funny now.
I just
what K-Wack say?
Hurt. Wack just hurt.
Right,
What? Hey, if you're gonna play, play. But again, I don't want to hear no fucking excuses on why
Wack
somebody had a bad
actually is
game.
hurt, but I'm telling him off the rip. Hey, Wack know he can't make no excuses with me, bro.
Exactly.
Be great.
Me either.
Yo,
So I
be
ain't want to put
great.
that K-Wack. Shut up.
He really is hurt, but he know I don't give a fuck. If you that hurt, don't play. He know we ain't doing no excuses.
And that's the whole point of what I was getting to.
My
People
question
find it
is,
weird,
are
oh,
they
bought
really
shoes,
hurt? Because I
whatever.
thought RTC was trolling. Like, I
think
thought he
they
was
hurt,
trolling.
Kenny.
I got one of them boots right here next to me. I can put it on right now. Like I thought he was trolling. If they are hurt, I did apologize to Scooter on Facebook because I don't like to make fun of nobody. Like literally, when I broke my ankle on the field, my only thought was, I'm fucked. Like I can't provide. And it bothered me to the point where I almost left football alone completely, for real. Luckily for Big Rob, I always shout Big Rob out, my partner. he had my back, bro, and he made sure the business ran smooth, and that I continued to be able to pay my bills, and it was a blessing to have him around at that time. But I know the feeling, so that's all I'm saying. If he's really hurt, all humility, I genuinely do apologize about the jokes and shit because I
Look,
thought it was a troll,
here
Yeah.
here's
we're
what I
hurt,
know.
don't prepare for us.
Here's what I know, and this was as far as Wednesday on the other side of the ball, and then Scooter confirmed it, but somehow against the Animals, he did fracture his fibula. He did say that on the air, and then Derek and Scooter both said that Wilkerson is in a walking boot. So he's the only one I know that's not playing. I know another person that's not going, but that's because he already had a previous family engagement and won't be able to make it. So as far as I know, and even on Wednesday, Coach Brown said that before we found out about the stuff from Derek when he was on for about 2.5 seconds, Coach Brown said, as far as everyone knows, with the exception of that one, that everybody was traveling. Now, again, that's not counting what's going on with the plane situation, but as far as I knew, and this was as of Wednesday after the podcast, that the team was showing up, as far as I know. But again, we will find out on Sunday when we see exactly who's on the field, who's not on the field, because again, as you guys did 2 weeks ago, you play with what you got, and you give it your best. So they will play with what they got, and they will give it their best. That's all you can ask for.
Yeah, my apologies was more about, like, we joke about a lot of shit, but I don't want to be joking if it's real. Like, that's kind of fucked up, because people, we men first. Like, I tell my players, I tell the players across, when you'll see when somebody get hurt, I always make sure they good, or if they need water to rest, all that, because at the end of the day, and Trey can tell you, I even tell my team, this, as much as it means to me, it don't really mean much to me. Like, if somebody has to lose their life or seriously get hurt in order for us to win, then it's time for me to let it go. Like, that's just the way my mind works. Like, so I don't be wanting to joke if shit's serious, because everybody got to work, bro. Everybody got families they got to provide for. I just thought it was a troll, because RTC trolls a lot.
He
Like,
does.
Yeah.
He does.
his background was an
does.
animals.
Yes.
It was an animals logo for mad long. Like, I thought he was trolling for real. So if he wasn't, I do got to get in his inbox and
No, because
apologize.
when he first said that, I had to do a double take because, again, if you know Wilkerson, he's a fun-loving guy, likes to be jovial, likes to have a good time, and you're like, wait a minute, I'm like, and sometimes I gotta, because when he was talking about I want to come on the show, I had to personally inbox him like, are you serious about coming on the show? and obviously he came on the show. So I mean, I get what you're saying, Kenny. I do.
I mean, he's a cool dude, bro. When we touch down, he's like, man, come on over. We got good stuff. He said, yeah, we got a bunch of good stuff, good people, good vibes. He's like, come on over. Invited everybody. I believe K-Wack and them went out over there for a little bit. He was a good dude. So I really don't want to, if it's serious, bro, I don't want to be joking around about that. But I didn't know if, you don't want to ask neither, because he's playing us. So it's not like, we were somebody that got put out already. We like, yo, bro, are you serious? Like, but I wish everybody good health for real. Like, all jokes aside, if they can't make it or can't play, I wish them in good health. And like I told Scooter, if there's anything BIC can do as a unit, just don't hesitate to ask for real.
Yeah. Hey, Jay, to answer your question, wait, where the hell Jay go?
I'm right here.
Loading temporarily.
Flashlight.
Right here. Right here.
Where'd Jay go? All right.
Oh,
Anyway,
shit.
Oh, hell no, bro. I'm out. I'm out, yo.
To answer your question, hold on. Dub and Jay.
What's going on, guys?
Go ahead.
Question. Whether Scooter play or RCC play, the game plan ain't gonna change by much. Like, it ain't gonna change. It's gonna be the same game plan.
No, that I think we all can agree to that for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, no. I'm not saying like game plan change.
You got Will. Let me back out this call real quick, because Will and this motherfucker.
Hey, Trey, watch your mouth when he on here, bro. We'll need no fines, baby. We good.
Will Franklin, how are you, sir?
Can't even hear him.
What up, fellas?
What's up, Will?
You chewing bubble gum?
The light is shining bright on you, brother.
Hey,
We were
man,
like,
I'm playing with my own studio over here right now, man. Me and my softball team just got done balling. We out here in the dock, man.
oh man,
Oh, y'all wildin'. In Baltimore?
Yeah.
That's why you got on here. You needed a witness in case something go
hmm
down.
yo, Kenny, Will my
Yeah.
man that big brother nobody ever liked.
Trey,
Right?
shut up, Trey. Shut
Damn.
up, Trey. Yo, BRC gotta go, man. We gonna let y'all have a good show. Yo, hey man, thanks for having me. It's
Of
always a
course,
pleasure.
Thank you
Best of
of
luck
guys.
to you guys on Sunday.
Man,
absolutely,
thanks,
fellas. Good
man.
luck. Good luck. Damn, Will, you clear a room. What's
One
going on?
more time.
I said you're over here clearing the room. What happened? What's
Hey,
going
hey, man. Hey, it is what it is.
Now,
You
Will,
remind
I got one question for you. Have you and any of your staff have officiated on this field in the dome in Jackson?
So I do have two officials that have officiated in this place before, but it was for flag. It was for
Hmm.
flag. Now, to my understanding, this field could be adjusted to a full 120-yard field. It has the potential to do so, but
Oh
it
wow.
would ruin the fan experience for everyone that's buying a ticket. So we voted on fan experience over the full regulated field. We're making some concessions for the field, right? So the throw off will be from the 15, not the 35. The qualifying distance the ball have to travel to would be like the 20 and the 3-on-1. Touchbacks are going to come out to the 15, not the 20. There's a few other concessions that are being made because of the field.
All right. That was one thing that I wanted to figure out. It's like, obviously, what are the adjustments for not being on a 100-yard field? And I know there's been a lot of people who aren't necessarily happy about it, but there's some people who have played in that area before, so it's a little bit familiar for some guys. But
I'm definitely concerned with um, the length of the field. You got some guys that can throw this ball. They can throw field goals from the 3-on-1 spot. I mean, one thing I really always loved about this, and what makes us unique is that 3-on-1. And so it's blowing me a little bit as to how much special teams we may not get to experience in this game.
Do you
Yeah.
do you think that with this game and with the new length of this field, do you think it'll spark some conversation about maybe shortening the field in the regular season? Because I mean, in
So
7-on-7, the field is
that's a
smaller and
great question. That's a great
it's
question.
more
So
brought in.
there are going to be a lot of potential sponsors at this game.
Oh my.
That's another reason why it's being held. So it has been mentioned that this could be that there, that in the future that this facility will host some games, and there may be talks of making it a home field. Now, during the regular season, not the championship game, it'll be the full 120-yard field that we need. And that maybe may not be as much about a fan experience, but I understand why it's necessary for the fan experience for all the tickets that are being purchased. Of why we're prioritizing fan experience over the length of the field. Hey, good night, man. Be safe. So I get it. I get all the concerns. I've read all the comments. Everyone's got some legit points. Um, but you know what, man? In order to grow, Ryan DePaul, who's CEO, he says if we don't improve the fan experience itself and get in these venues where fans can actually come out and enjoy games, with especially without having to deal with the weather, that's really the only way our business is going to grow, and how the division owners are going to really start turning a profit. It's gotta. So we're prioritizing the fan experience.
Okay. All right. So now, I mean, we had to bring home for. I gave you a little bit of shit at the final four. Going across the field, I was going to do the thing, and I just looked your way. I was like, "Hey, Will, get your shit together," and just gave you a smile because you and the crew were definitely dealing with a lot of talk, which I'm sure throughout the season you guys get all the shit in the world.
Man, it was so fucking hot out there. I don't even remember you saying that shit.
But it
That
was
shit was hard to deal with. I was just trying to breathe. Fuck Fuck the comment. I couldn't hear shit. If it wasn't my own whistle, I didn't hear shit.
but it's like how is it now? So when you're bringing in new, referee or like doing their first game, with the A7 or so, like obviously, you got a lot of there's a lot of heat that comes with it. Or why is this person doing this? Or why is this referee here if he didn't? So like what are some things, obviously being, the head referee that you've been looking at trying to basically, if you are bringing in new, referees for really any type of game, what are some things that are being done to be able to prep these guys to be able to ref efficiently?
Man, that's a loaded question, bro. For this game, all these refs are experienced, right? I would, the standard of the league should be what last weekend was in Vegas. And that, all the championship games we've had, there's not been all that many controversial calls. There's not been, you know, there's not a ton of replays going up on the webpage before the game's even over, right? So, when we have to take on new referees, man, it's man, it takes some time, man. Like, the thing I did, I was on my third set of referees for Jersey. These guys are tough on refs, and these guys are competitive, man. These guys are playing for money. I get it. But I got a solid crew out there in Jersey. I always start off with Zoom calls, as many Zoom calls as we can get in from the moment that I've got to break a new referee in. No Diddy. Listen, it's a difficult process, man, because sometimes I may go on the page and I'll let the teams know. I'll call the coaches myself, right? No one starts off an expert in A7FL officiating. There's so many uniquenesses to our game that you have to see everything 5 times to get used to it.
Yeah.
Right. So does anyone start off an expert? No. Should there be a little bit more grace and mercy? As far as like y'all, digging in a new ref's ass? No Diddy. Yeah, man. I'm willing to yeet. I'm not willing to Diddy though.
But I mean,
No Diddy.
it's yeah. Don't get EJ started.
Yeah,
It,
bad boy.
but I mean, referees at all levels get shit regardless. I mean, you've got some of the most tenured, experienced referees, at the professional levels and stuff like that, that still get, a crazy amount of shit, for whatever call or whatever things that, may happen. I think a lot of the shit that you get, and this is just me, you can correct me if I'm wrong. A lot of the shit that you get is mostly because most of the players have known you for so long that it is a good amount of it is trolling. I mean, obviously there's some that's not trolling, like people are on you guys for, exhibit A, B, or C. But a good amount of it is a lot of the trolling situations because again, you've been part of this league for a good amount of time to where the players have that sense of comfortability. But with these is it that difficult with how competitive the guys are, how much shit really gets handed to the referees throughout the season? Does that really make it that difficult to be able to keep veteran referees around during the season to where you don't have to keep breaking in new ones?
Man, you gotta let me say this, man. Like when you're officiating like out in Vegas, right? And games are like 60-0 in the second quarter. That's a pretty easy day at the office, man. Out here, these games are competitive left and right, man. Every fucking game out here is Lakers Celtics, right?
Yeah.
The shit is just stupid competitive. You got guys that know the game better and know the rules better than the referees, so you got to have a certain temperament. To answer your question, yeah, you got to have a certain temperament to deal with these guys and not deal with them fairly and appropriately. But these guys are vets, man. We gotta let these boys play out here. The stakes are too high. These guys are putting their bodies on the line every game, every week for our entertainment shit. They love this shit. Yeah, but it's hard to keep good referees, man. Like when I first took over this league, just in Baltimore alone, I mean, we went through like 60 refs.
Shit.
I promise you, I wasn't appointed at first the head referee of this league, purely based on tenure and skill. Like, who else was they going to choose? Like, I'm the one that they could say. I'm the one they couldn't run off, right? So, I've taken the position on, man, and listen, they can't tag all those other referees. They got to tag me in every post, right? Right? They got to, right? Whether it doesn't matter if it's Ohio's board, Vegas's board, Jersey or Baltimore's board, right? I'm the one that's going to get tagged. I'm the one that's held responsible, like, you know what I mean? And that's just the way it is. The buck stops here. I give a lot of shit out. I take a lot of shit. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But I tell you what, nobody can go back in those replays. Like you catch us doing some shit we not, no one's ever thrown, really put out any replays of like any Fugazi flags. If we throw flags, man, shit is happening. The
Yeah.
shit's happening. We don't want to throw the flags. We want the game to get a flow, right? But we're gonna let these boys play tomorrow or Sunday. We're gonna let these boys play. We're going to let these boys play. You are not going to be of any opinion that the referees decided this game. We are going to let these boys play. Listen, every bit of production that we have as a company is going into this. So replays of every play that's questionable is going to get shown 10 times in slow motion. We're making calls in real time. You guys get to see it in slow motion. But you're not going to see any like Fugazi shit. Like if it gets called, it's getting called. It's because it's happening. But the short field, probably not going to be as long of drives. We want to let this game flow, man.
And that, I mean, you always like to hear that, just having the guys play, just what needs to be called, like an absolute necessity that something that needs to be called, sure. But the everybody, especially fans, whether they're watching in person or whether they're watching on YouTube or Fox Soul or Roku or wherever it is that anybody's watching, the last thing that fans really want is for a game to be decided by the referees, whether it's an excess of laundry on the field or certain key moments during the game that get kind of thrown by the wayside because of either a phantom call or a call. Like it kind of throws everything off. So to be able to kind of have you or whatever referee come in and say, hey, we're just going to let them play, and the things that need to get called, those are going to get called, but anything outside of that, hey, handle it, deal with it on your own. Like that's actually pretty refreshing to hear, to be completely honest, because I know there are some referees that like to get a little flag happy with certain things and have
Dub.
command of the game type, so to speak.
Hey, let me ask you this before I see you, Dub. Let me ask you this. You were in Vegas. What'd you think about that uncatchable pass interference call?
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a
You
good
don't
one.
remember that one? It was like the biggest controversy in the day during the Animals game.
I don't know if Dub was there for that. Dub left.
I'm asking you.
Oh, you're asking me. Oh, I thought you were asking Dub.
No, I was letting Dub know we seen him with the hands up. Hey, Dub, that mic is entirely too close, bro. Give me some distance.
No,
Here, give me some distance.
No, I just have a question. Last year you did have Vegas representation on the crew. Will that be the same this year as it was last year?
So this year, man, listen, Vegas went so well. Listen, I begged and I pleaded to try to fly 2 Vegas reps out. We do have the same arrangement as last year. I go to Vegas. I'm the white hat. Preston comes here. He's the white hat. But he's qualified to be the white hat, the referee anywhere he goes. He's the best football official I know. I tried to get one of those other guys out there. They had already other obligations, so it'll be Preston as the referee. You got a Jersey ref on the chains. You're gonna have another Jersey ref who is a college official, Power 5. He's also in the rookie NFL camp. Ryan Spadola is going to be at the game. Myself. So we're going to have 2 referees behind the quarterback. So it'll be myself and Preston.
Like last year,
Behind
okay.
the quarterback, same as last year. And we'll have 1 deep who's a Baltimore ref who's also a college official at a high level. So it's these guys, I trust these guys' calls. They're only going to call what's necessary. You know, short field. I'm expecting that ball to be in the air a lot.
You just stole my next question because I was going to ask: Do you expect this with the short field? Do you expect this to be a very high scoring game?
Yeah, some of these scores I've been seeing. With all the prognostication going on, I've been seeing some entirely low scores for how short this field is. Right, you got guys that take 6-yard hitches to the house. How many more times can you do that on a field? The field's 95 yards total. Remove both end zones. We're playing on 75 yards. I'm not expecting 10-play drives, 8-play drives. I'm really not. But we're going to find out who's committed to that running game and controlling that clock. We are going to find that out.
To kind of go back to your question on that call, I can see why it was called, because in the moment watching it, I saw clear as day dudes all over him pulling. There was no reason why the call should have been argued. Now, the fact that it was an uncatchable ball, so if I was a referee, the way it kind of turned out, really the flag would have been out before the ball would have even gotten there, because of the fact that he was being held, whether it was catchable or not. Now, if it was one of those things that the ball was, kind of getting there, and then you kind of saw it, the jersey being pulled, I would have looked at, he wasn't going to really catch it anyway. I probably would have let it go. But because I saw it clear as day before the ball even got there, I would have definitely thrown the flag.
He was being molested pretty early in the play, right?
It absolutely. Even I was looking at it going, "Oh, he's being held," and then the ball's going up, going, "Oh," because from where I was at, I was with Mad Sticks at around the 50-yard line on the home side, and before he even let that ball go, I'm looking at it going, "Oh, that's a fucking holding right there." Like that's gonna be called right now. It was a matter of circumstance that the ball was uncatchable. Now,
Not a matter of circumstance. So you guys, listen. Let me say this for the last time before this championship game, and both of you need to hear this. Okay, both of you need to hear this, because you guys are gonna have a watch party, but you guys also call games in Vegas. Okay.
Yep.
We have a very unique rule book. The unique rules of our rule book are the rules that are posted on the A7FL website. Now, if it is if you've never seen a rule book before, right? It's as thick as the New Testament. Okay. You can get through our little rules on our page in about a 10-minute read. If it is not written on that website, we defer to high school rules. Right? We do not have enough college referees. We do not have enough NFL referees to understand and even be able to quantify those rule books right now. Those rule books read like the King James version of everything. Okay. We don't have enough qualified college or NFL referees, so we could have consistent calls across the country. So we defer to high school rules. In high school, just for this purpose of this conversation, there is no uncatchable rule. That's a college and an NFL rule. So for you guys to be prognosticating on the page and going back and forth with your opinions about what it was and what it wasn't, I need you guys to start to, we don't go by NFL rules. You guys quote a lot of NFL situations when I'm rewatching your guys' podcast. So just keep that in mind. If it doesn't jive quite with what you think is the NFL rule, it's because it's not being applied. Now, that's not to say we haven't borrowed some NFL and college rules, but if we have, they're written on the page in our rule book.
Gotcha.
Well, there we go. So now we know that they go to high school rules, but of course, as Will just mentioned, yes, the rules are mentioned on the page because I was curious to learn about the overtime rule just in case an A7 game went overtime, and thus I went to go read it. So there you go.
The overtime rule is going to be the 25 and in. It's going to be regular college overtime.
Got it. Yeah, see, good to see that. At that point,
there will be no field. There will be no. No. Now you know what? No one's predicted overtime for this game.
see, I don't know about overtime either. I mean, is there a chance? Could be. A game could be that close.
I think
but
it's gonna be
kind of.
I think it's gonna be last possession wins the game. I really do.
Yeah, it's one of it because of the fact that it's a shorter field. There's a lot of things that go into that, the high scoring aspect of everything. It's going to come down to last possession, just like it was last year. Whether it's on a 3-on-1, and maybe we can get the Viking to come in here and be a fucking prophet like he did last season. But whether it's on a 3-on-1 or last possession of the game, it's gonna come down to, at least how I think it will. It'll come down to who's gonna have the ball last, and I think that's gonna have a lot to do with which team is going to control the clock, whether that be the run game, whether whatever it may be. Time of possession is going to be the key to this game, I think. I mean, usually time of possession is the key to any game, but that's one of those underrated stats that I feel not a lot of people really pay attention to. But in a game like this, in a short field, everything on the line, time of possession is going to be key. Whoever can hold on to the ball the longest and whoever has the ball last is going to more than likely walk out the champion. Whether that's the Insomniacs, whether that's the BIC, does not matter. Time of possession is going to be key, and I'm pretty sure each one of those teams know. As smart and as competitive and as good as both of those teams are, I'm pretty sure that they have that in the back of their heads as well. It's just a matter of execution at this point. So it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting for sure to see. It's going to be an exciting game. I know that for damn sure. Will, always great to have you on. Always insightful. Thank you for the info. Now we can actually, look at everything, objectively and be able to kind of know what it is that we're seeing and the reason why certain calls or whatever it is get called. So appreciate that info for sure.
I swear to
And then,
God, you can when you go into your browser, you can AI that shit real quick and ask a high school rule question. It gives real answers.
Yep.
So it's like you don't have to guess.
It'll give the sources and everything to it too, so don't worry about that. But well, as much as people give you shit, sir, it's still always good to be able to talk to you and have a conversation. Have a lot of respect in the world for you. And once again, anytime you want to be able to come on and talk ball, even after the season, whether it's a college ball, NFL, talk a little bit of shit, and know your Pittsburgh Steelers are very close to your heart. I know they're not going any fucking where with this old ass, washed up fucking Aaron Rodgers that is now a part with a fake wedding band, probably a Manti Te'o situation that we got going on here. But we'll see how that goes, because there's no way the guy got married and didn't tell anybody. I'm just saying, like, there's nothing that this guy won't do for it won't do for attention. I'm just saying.
Are you guys gonna have the watch party?
Say what?
Are you guys gonna have the watch party?
Oh yeah,
more than likely.
Yeah,
like
we'll
7 you guys on
definitely
there?
have something going.
All right, make it good, goddammit, because I'm gonna rewatch that too. I'll have rewatched the championship game probably 3 times before I leave the locker room.
Absolutely, we'll try to have I mean, I'm still trying to get clearance to be able to have the game on while we're almost like a Manning cast type of thing, but still haven't gotten that clearance yet. But we'll definitely beyond having a live reaction to it, and depending on what goes on, we'll have them on the social media as kind of like a side-by-side type of thing too. So we'll definitely have something for you to be able to look back on. Yep.
All right, man.
Hell yeah, we'll talk to you again soon, sir. Safe
All right, Bruce,
travels.
love you, man.
Have a
Love
great
you guys,
game.
man.
Love you too,
Sunday, bro. It's gonna be epic.
Hell yeah, always
Yeet.
is.
Yeet.
Will Franklin, head referee of the A7FL. It's gonna be a damn good game. I'm excited for it. Glad we got to clarify some things with it, because again, yeah, I guess, and like I said on the thing, if I hear any fucking excuses, I'm going full bad guy mode on this goddamn podcast. I'm not even kidding.
Although one thing I forgot to ask Kenny and Trey was the Dave Valley situation, and if he's going to play. Because if he doesn't play, that's going to hurt the D line for the Trenton BIC if he doesn't play, which we know he hasn't played the last couple of weeks. And that's one question I really wanted to ask, but just totally forgot to ask. So Trey, Kenny, if you're still watching, or KWAC, if you're still watching, is Valley going to play Sunday? That's something I definitely would like to know.
I was wondering if Bagway was going to be playing.
That too.
I know he didn't show up for the Final Four for whatever situations that that it was, but I think for that situation, that would be definitely something to be able to kind of watch out for. Match 6. I know you have your eyes, and you know exactly, or you say you know who's going to win. You even put it on the post that I put. No way that the Insomniacs are losing the game. But how do you see it playing? I mean, I know who you got winning, but how do you see it playing out?
By 16.
Oh shit! By 16.
Interesting.
See, if it goes by 16, the East is going to have a problem. If it's by 16 plus, yeah, that's going to be, the East is definitely going to have to look themselves in the mirror one time to be able to kind of figure some shit out, because that would be highly unacceptable. Yeah, I think if they lose by by 7 or less, last possession of the game type of stuff, I don't think that would be, as bad for them. But anything above 10 points, I think, would be a very look yourself in the mirror type of moment and try to figure this shit out.
All right, Dave's playing
KWAC,
and he's pissed. Thank you, KWAC.
A pissed off Dave Valley is going to be very, very a very, very big problem.
Yeah, but I look forward to that Kenny Mac Dave Valley matchup. Oh baby, give me that every day if you could.
We're going to definitely keep our eyes on the trenches, because that's going to be very, very exciting football and everything to watch. Kind of taking it away from football a little bit, I had to kind of talk about this because I am so sick of LaFlop. It's unbelievable.
What now?
This man tries to change the narrative to fit his own ego so fucking often that he's not even in my top 2, not even in my top 3 anymore. Fuck, he's not even in my top 5 anymore. He's so full of shit that it's absolutely ridiculous. How the fuck, throughout your entire 20-plus year career, team hop for the reasons of winning a championship, and now all of a sudden, when your career is kind of dwindling down and the last days are coming, all of a sudden, I don't know how the ring culture started. You're one of the motherfuckers who started it.
Yeah, what was that about? I was seeing something about that. Yeah, what was that about?
Don't you think Robert Horry kind of started though? Because Robert Horry used to do that also.
I mean,
not as highly publicized as LeBron James.
That's what I was gonna say. Like his was more like sneaky. LeBron was more like, I'm gonna let you know that this actually, matters.
And Robert still has 3 more than LeBron with 7.
Mm-hmm. But ain't nobody got Robert Horry in the top 5 of nothing.
Correct.
So but with
Maybe of clutch shooting, maybe. That's about it.
Maybe.
And that's a big if.
But for LeBron to come out and say like, oh, rings don't matter that much. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. You're full of shit. If that was the case, you would have never left Cleveland to begin with. You would have never went to Miami and said, not 1 championship, not 2 championships, not 3, not 4, not 5, but 6 championships. And then you left Miami again because your bum ass couldn't deal with Pat Riley.
Because you couldn't be GM LeBron because Pat Riley said, no, this is my organization. Either get on board or get the fuck out. Well, he went back home.
Oh, I can't be the GM? Okay, I'm going to leave. So then he goes back to Cleveland where they were already starting to get better because Kyrie was on the squad. You drove Kyrie out. He bailed you out, first of all. Without Kyrie Irving, LeBron wouldn't have a championship in Cleveland.
No. Yes, Kyrie hit the shot, but Draymond touching his nuts bailed him out.
That's also true. The habitual dick kicker, as the
yes.
great Country K used to say. But
shout out to K.
But there's all the but I just hearing that come from him, and I know a lot of people looked at that and said, you're full of shit. Absolutely full of shit. You wouldn't have left to go to better teams and go ring chasing and bringing all your boys with you every single place that you went. And LeBron had the block for. Look, first of all, LeBron has never been that great at defense. He's only good at chase down blocking. Show me a time where he's made an actual legitimate block face to face going one-on-one with somebody. It's always been a fucking chase down. I don't respect the chase down block. I really don't. There's nothing to that, really. As athletic as he is, of course he's going to be able to trail somebody from behind it and get the shot. But a chase down block, it is what it is. But again, without Kyrie hitting that shot, that's another L on the finals list for LeBron James. So it's just the fact that he's really trying to, and that's what he's done really his whole career. Trying to, he's been very meticulous about the publicity and the, all of that.
K-Wack is trolling.
Hey, it shows that, yeah, he is. It shows effort. Maya, where the fuck was that effort this year? Yeah. but it's just he's always been very meticulous in the publicity and everything that he puts out there. Again, did we need to wait a whole fucking hour for him to announce that he was going to Miami? No, we didn't need that. Did we need to basically listen to him talk about how rings don't matter anymore? Yeah, no, because we know he's full of shit. We know that because of him, the game has changed to I haven't seen this much flopping in the NBA in all of my time watching the NBA. It's been absolutely insane, and that's one of the reasons why. And you give longevity, you can talk about longevity is a big thing. I'll give him that, but I don't know if I can say that he would have this long of a career had he played in the 80s and 90s when the hand checking and the physicality and stuff like that was at its peak. I don't know if he could go a full 20 years.
Take an elbow from Karl Malone. See how you get back up from that.
Fuck no, he'd be sitting there crying his fucking ass off. He'd cry so goddamn much, he wouldn't have lasted in the league. But it's just. What did I say? Oops. It's pros and cons, just like everything. Sure, pros and cons, but the cons are starting to outweigh the pros. Sometimes, and we've said it before, sometimes it's good to just shut the fuck up. Just don't even talk, because you sound dumb. Like, for him to come out and say, oh, like, I don't know where this ring culture came from. You're the one who fed into that. Michael Jordan, and I don't know who said it, but Michael Jordan has been living rent-free in this motherfucker's head for so goddamn long. In the whole comparisons and all that other kind of shit. He's been chasing Michael Jordan forever, and he's never got close. It took him 5 extra years to pass him in the points. He's still not even close when it comes to the accolades that Michael Jordan has. Like that, he's not anywhere near close. You know, so it's one thing I noticed about sports is you just adapt to the era, or adapt to the era. And most of the adaptations and stuff like that, the league, you know, again with LeBron being the poster child of the league and everything like that, and they did it for Michael. You know, they were going to adjust the rules and everything so that, you know,
After he
LeBron could be able to do
cried to David Stern about it.
Of course. Of course.
I mean, I know people like to give Michael Jordan a pass. I'm not that guy
No.
because
You
it's
gotta
well
talk about
documented.
it the way it is.
It's well documented. MJ did cry to the league about the Pistons, about they're too physical and this, that, and the third, and blah, 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 blah.
100%.
And then, and just lo and behold, right after that, the Bulls went on their 6-8 run.
No, and that's,
Wow.
that's truth.
While he was also gambling.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to go there because we talked about that verbatim on one show, which is on JAFFOs TV, which shocked the hell out of JP when I mentioned it. But that's here nor there.
That one, yeah, I was like, whoa, wait a minute. It's something new information for me. You know, but like LeBron did it, and then LeBron coming out with, I heard him say, oh, I think after the regular season we should wait a month or more than 2 weeks before we start playing the playoffs.
Well, K-Wack.
First of all, when the fuck was the last time that you played 82 games?
K-Wack, just to piggyback, Kobe actually did play in 3 decades because he came in late 90s, played all of the 2000s, and played half of the 2010s. So, I mean, that's a very true statement. I mean, because Kobe came into the league as a boy, retired as a man, and pretty much
and he's got
had
more
seen
LeBron. And
Kobe came in at the peak of its popularity in the NBA, saw a downing trend. That's a very good point, K-Wack. Facts.
You know, so
kudos to you.
But the whole waiting, you know, oh, we gotta wait, you know, for the playoffs. It's like, bro, you don't even play most of it. You take more days off anyway.
No,
my knees hurt. Yet we catch you on
I still
camera
think
dancing.
I still think Kawhi Leonard has LeBron beat as far as low management goes.
Well, again, and I'm not excusing that either. It's just like the amount of load management that you go through and a lot of bullshit that LeBron said, oh, my groin is hurt. Yet we're catching you on film dancing, jumping around like nothing's going on. Not a limp in sight. And, oh, this is what... Again, LeBron has more excuses than fucking anybody that I've ever seen in the NBA on why he can't get something done or why he can't... It's just... I feel like he's doing more harm than good. And the longer he's in the league and the more he talks, the more he tarnishes his legacy. We can sit here, go, oh, he made it to this many finals. Hey, Bill Russell made it to that many finals and won damn near all, you know, one of them he didn't win. He could have 12. He's got fucking 11.
11 and 13 years.
You know, so it's just kind of like, you know, we can make comparisons and stuff like that all we want to. But you got to look at it at the fact that this man has been very smart, and I'll give him that. He's been very smart on how he goes about, you know, what gets put out about him. You know, but the longer he stays in the league and the more he keeps fucking talking, the more he keeps fucking it up. You know, it just, you know, for him getting, And I know, me and Matchsticks have talked about this, him getting mad at Stephen A. for Stephen A mentioning, that it's LeBron's fault that Bronny gets the flack that he gets. Was Stephen A wrong in saying that? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. LeBron James was the one who put the pressure. He's the one who came out and said, oh, Bronny is probably better than half the guys in the league right now, even though he was averaging 4 points at USC.
I still think Bryce is going to be the better brother. And he's
Absolutely.
going to
I've been saying it for years.
And he's going to a very good basketball school in Tucson, Arizona.
I've been saying that for years since both him and Bronny, high school. I knew Bryce was going to be better. 100% knew Bryce was going to be better. Taller, more athletic, just everything. Everything about Bryce's game is more closer to LeBron than it is, Bronny. But he's the one who brought all of the shit. He's the one who said, oh, Bronny's, like I said, Bronny's better than half the league. Bronny's this, Bronny's that. And then as soon as Bronny started getting any sort of flack for his play, now it's lay off. He's still getting, what the fuck? You're the one who did this to your son. And because Stephen A brought that out to the light, now you're going to get mad? Now you're going to confront him in front of the world over it, while he's sitting courtside? It's like
knowing that the cameras were there.
Exactly. It's all fucking show. What is Stephen A gonna do to LeBron James? Not a goddamn thing. Have you seen Stephen A's boxing workout video?
No, and I don't think I want to.
Oh my God. Like there is nothing that Stephen A is gonna do, and LeBron knows that. But the cameras, stop talking about my son. Well, stop putting your son on a pedestal that he doesn't fucking belong in. He should have stayed all 4 years in college to get better.
And I mean, heck, MJ talked shit to his sons when they were trying to play
100%.
basketball. He was like, y'all got a big expectation to live up to. Be like, gee, thanks, Dad.
I would prefer you just not. Yeah, it's just... K-Wax seen the boxing video. He knows.
I don't... I'm good.
I'm telling you. I'll find it and send it to you.
Whether
you
Jesus.
watch it or not, that's up to you.
God.
But I'll send it
oh,
to
God!
You. But it's...
God.
Again, everything that LeBron does is meticulous. There is a reason for what he does. The publicity and everything that he gets and all of this other... But in real life, real people see through that shit. Because what the actions that we're seeing are very different than the talk that you're talking. You can't sit here and say one thing, and then as soon as things start going bad for you, flip the script. Now, if he would have come out and said, hey, you know what, maybe he's never going to say this about his own kid. But, hey, maybe I shouldn't have talked him up. Maybe I should have let him go through college, all 4 years to get better.
K-Wack, I can't stand you right now.
He's not lying. When I saw it, I was like, oh my God. Oh my goodness gracious. Stephen A thought he was all badass after that video and everything too. That's what's funny as hell. Stephen A thought he could take on the world after that video came out. But yeah, it's just that he needs to. LeBron is at this point in time. Yeah, he's 40 plus years old. Yeah, longevity. I'm not saying that isn't impressive, but he doesn't seem to be getting. He's regressing. His defense is almost non-existent now. Oh, but he's still putting up this many points. Yeah, because he fucking surrounded him. He always surrounds himself with players who won't be able to be as good as him, no matter what age he's at.
Luka Doncic might say, "Hold my beer."
Well, as soon as Luka got to the fucking Lakers, he fucking dropped off a little bit too. But as soon as, and I think LeBron's going to have to leave to really show how good Luka's going to be. Because I do think that Luka, as soon as the Lakers got Luka, I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
I was like, now the Lakers in the next 5 to 10 years are probably going to be competing again, for some more titles with that guy on their team if they do it right.
And that really pains me because screw the Lakers, but that's just how one
100%,
that's just how one fan feels.
I'm 100% with you on that. But I mean, Mad Six will definitely not be with you on that being the Lakers. But it's at a point now where I'm me personally, I'm just like, dude, your mouth is writing checks that your ass can't cash. You are talking a bunch of shit that, one, makes no sense. Two, you have nothing to back it up on. Like it's not like you need to either go or just shut up. One of the two. You are not the GOAT. I don't give a damn what anybody says. He is not the greatest of all time. You can call yourself the greatest of all time all you want to. It ain't fucking happening.
K-Wack, I've actually enjoyed watching these finals. It's good to see some fresh blood in there, not the same teams you're accustomed to seeing. Two small markets. I mean, it's been for some good games, and mainly a lot of the games have been close. Not a lot of blowouts, with the exception of Game 6, to where Indiana just basically just played desperation basketball. I'm excited for Game 7. To be honest,
I want Indiana to win because fuck Oklahoma just as a whole.
Oh well.
Not
I know
just the team, just the state itself.
I know. I know where your allegiance lies, without question.
100%. And SGA, it's kind of starting to bug me a little bit. How the fuck do you get free throw attempts on a jump ball? Like, how do you, like, certain things, it's a little confused. That one play that he had in the fight, it was literally a traveling. Like, the motherfucker took 4 steps before he let the ball go, and the refs just, I mean, the NBA, their credibility when it comes to whether it's rigged or not has been shot a long time ago. To say the NBA is rigged is almost not really a surprise anymore. With considering everything that happens, the leeway that they give a lot of the superstars and et cetera, et cetera. But I want I would love to see Indiana win, mostly because, like,
which they can. They have won a game. They stole Game 1 on Halliburton's last shot in Game 1. So obviously winning on the road has not been an issue for Indiana. But as I said, if Indiana has balanced scoring from everybody, they normally win. Yep. Because OKC is so SGA dependent that if he doesn't shoot well, and then if Williams doesn't shoot well, then it's all crap. Now, again, I'm trolling because really, this really is supposed to be the Seattle Supersonics and the Indiana Pacers in the NBA Finals. So there's always a part of me that wants to say, you know what, fuck OKC, because you're supposed to be the damn Supersonics, because the NBA just basically just crapped on the Supersonics, which the NBA needs to bring back the Seattle Supersonics, but
fuck another expansion. Bring back Seattle.
Yeah,
that's a good basketball town.
Yes, Yes.
They were a really good basketball town.
The
So for
Pacific,
the fact
okay.
that they don't have a team out there is
For people that don't understand basketball, the Pacific Northwest, specifically, if you had to go play on the road in Seattle and in Portland, they are not easy places to win at.
not at
Like
all.
the Lakers for years used to struggle playing in Portland because
Yep.
that Rip City, like if you've never watched a game in Portland and listened to that fan base, that crowd is insane. And the same with Seattle. It doesn't matter if it was at the Coliseum or the Key Arena. Sonic fans are passionate.
Yeah, 100%.
True.
100%.
Which OKC had to play a perfect game if they were going to win Game 6 in Indy because Indy was going to play desperation basketball in Game 6 to force a Game 7.
Yeah.
Now it's winner take all and let the chips fall where they may. Now, originally, because I said OKC was the better team, I originally said OKC in 6. But I also said, would it surprise me if Indiana wins? Absolutely not, because again, the state of Indiana, all they know is basketball. That's their
100%.
life.
100%.
They eat.
In Indiana bleeds.
They eat,
bleeds
sleep,
basketball.
breathe. They probably sleep with the ball right next to them, like Larry
100%.
Bird did in French Lick, Indiana.
I mean, I looked at it as well, going like, if Indiana wins, like for me, I kind of look at the story that it goes back to, especially like with Reggie Miller.
Oh yes, who's
going
been there?
like,
Who's been there at every game?
Man, like how awesome would it be for Reggie to be there? Man, y'all did something that I came close to but couldn't accomplish. With that kind of stuff, because Reggie has been absolutely diehard pacer.
Now that K-Wack, I do agree with. I do agree with sometimes if the networks are complaining, oh yeah, they'll put it in Game 7, obviously. Like okay, for instance.
What's better for the league?
Yeah.
OKC or Indiana?
Like for instance, the NBA messed up because, okay, first off, why in the hell do you not have an NBA Finals game on Father's Day when you normally have for the last 10 plus years? You always have an NBA playoff game on Mother's Day, and that didn't change. You didn't have an NBA Finals game on Father's Day? Now, I do agree.
You think OKC
now, I do
would
agree.
be better for the NBA? I don't know. I think Indiana, because of the fact that it was much of a basketball town or basketball state, really.
Yeah.
That is. I think Indiana winning would be better for the league. Again,
and I mean,
a little bit of my bias is coming out.
And I mean, I get it. I know they love the Colts. They do. But it is basketball first, Colts second in the state of Indiana. It's Hoosiers basketball. It's Hoosiers basketball, then high school basketball, then the Colts.
Would you rather keep your college basketball team or burn all of your football teams to the ground? And I guarantee you their basketball team is standing.
Well, there you go. So you get the appetizer with the A7 championship game first, and then Game 7 after that. So there's your championship Sunday on June the 22nd.
That's a hell of a Sunday.
Yeah,
That's a hell of a Sunday.
Yeah, it is.
For pushing. See, and that's the thing. Pushing SGA
the Canadian
as the next face. I don't think SGA is going to be the face of the league like people think he is.
It might be Anthony Edwards.
A superstar? Absolutely, he's going to be a superstar. That I am not taking away from him whatsoever.
I'm still trying to understand why the Clippers traded him.
Because the Clippers are the Clippers, and they've never been worth a shit.
I mean, you answered my question, but I just still have to ask: what are you doing, Clippers?
It's just like the Kings getting rid of Halliburton. Same thing.
Well, that's also like Vladdy because he didn't like Luka's dad not drafting Luka Doncic. Sorry, Kings fans. I'm really trolling up because I'm help me understand. Help me understand because you don't like someone's dad, you're just gonna miss out on a generational talent like Luka Doncic.
I still
help me.
Help
me understand, Sacramento.
I still laugh at the pictures that they have of Steph Curry in a Kings practice jersey when he was coming out of college, out of Davidson. that he was in or Steph Curry visited the Kings and they passed up on him too. Like it's just, man.
Yeah, but they will not be the Timberwolves. You passed on them twice. And the only reason why he's not a New York Knickerbocker because Larry Riley said, "You know what? I'm gonna drop that light skinned babyface assassin," and he has become one of the biggest icons in the Bay Area. He's up there. He is up there with
league, to be honest.
he is up there with Bonds, Rice, Mays.
Oh,
Ricky.
as Bay Area legends.
Oh yes, absolutely.
It's not even up for debate. But yeah, no, I really would like to see Indiana win it.
Just so he can throw some more shade on the 100%. Oklahoma State.
Just so I can continue to say fuck Oklahoma. And on it really it's more for Reggie. It's more to be able to kind of see Reggie Miller have his, moment with the team and everything else like that. Like it's just there's a lot of it that goes into it. But I mean, I think this has been a good finals, regardless of what a lot of people think, because of the fact that it's small market teams. People were talking, because it's small market teams, people are not going to be paying attention. No, people if you're a good
basketball purists,
savant,
the basketball purists, the basketball 100%. Fans are going to watch.
Yeah,
period.
Absolutely.
Basketball fans are going to watch. Now, if you're trying to get the cash event because it's not the Lakers or the Celtics or the Warriors and blah 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 blah, as JP just mentioned, you can go F yourself. But I mean, okay, like for example, did I like the fact that it was the Yankees and the Dodgers in the World Series last year? Hell no. Both teams can suck it for all I care, but because it's the sport I played and I'm a baseball purist, I'm still going to watch and strategize and analyze and what have you because I'm a baseball guy. It's like it's like the Super Bowl. Did I want to see the Chiefs back in it? No, but because I broadcast football and I watch football, I'm still going to watch from an analytical perspective and be like, okay, why this did not work?
Yeah. No, 100%. I mean, it's just the purists are always going to watch, and it's always going to be something that again, I don't know why they talk. But maybe it's because of the fact that they're in the big markets and the producers and the talking heads. That's all they can really fucking talk about. That's just shitty on their part because they're not giving the sport their due diligence. They're focusing on the wrong things, and that's why you guys should watch us and the Mizzle and Dub Show more often because we like to talk about everything as we see it, not as we want. So I mean, again,
and they still are thunder, and they're not paying us for it yet.
Those fucking bastards! Just wait, you motherfuckers. When we get that big, and we be able to get that check, and then you put some good money into this, and be able to kind of actually sit there on top of the plat. Yeah, just wait. Oh, we got to get the Jaffos on ESPN. Watch the bad guys show up on fucking ESPN. That's the last thing you're gonna want to do. That's the last thing you're gonna want to do. Is put the bad guy and DJ Mad Six and EJ over here talking about Diddy and down the middle. That's the last thing y'all are gonna want to do is put us on fucking ESPN.
Better hide your baby on.
Stop it!
Stephen A. wouldn't know what to do with me. I'm telling you right now.
You want to see passion? Don't
he wouldn't.
Don't put us on network
TV. I heard
TV.
what you said. Matter of fact, I said that same goddamn thing. You tell your producers to give us the fucking credit that we fucking deserve. That's again ESPN. You fuck around and find out. Fuck around and find out.
But Pat McAfee, you are welcome at any time to come on the show. Absolutely.
Oh, that would be very interesting to have. I'd have some questions for him as well. Like, why did you just, as a punter, how did you get CTE? How did you make some of the decisions that you make? I'd love to have a conversation with Pat McAfee. There's a lot of people I would love to have a conversation with.
He got smacked.
Some of the conversations they're not going to want to have. I'm telling you because I'm going to bring out the truth in some of these fucking people. But in order for us to even K-Wack, we
Well,
appreciate your commentary, sir.
I mean, K-Wack, you're not wrong.
But in order for us to get to those points, to be able to have those conversations, and again, we've had plenty of conversations with a lot of very good people, a lot of high ranking human beings, as I would like to call them. But in order for us to get to a certain point where we can start competing with the talking heads and getting the respect that we deserve and the credit that we deserve, we need you guys. We need the Jaffo Army. We need the night owls of the Mizzle and Dub show. We need you guys to be able to show up and show out, be a friend, tell a friend, let everybody know where to get everything ahead of time before you even start hearing about it on ESPN and everywhere else. Be able to subscribe, follow, share it out, let everybody know. And once again, go to jaffostv.com, mizzleanddubshow.com to get your number 10 forever merchandise. Once again, all of those
All proceeds go to
going
my
to
nephew,
his
to
son
Declan.
Declan.
We don't see one cent of that.
Yeah, no, not at all. Not at all. All of that is going to him. And if it's one thing that we can promise you guys, is that we are people of our fucking word. When we say we're going to do something, we are going to do it, especially when it comes to a cause like this. So once again, JaffosTV.com, mizzleanddubshow.com, get to the merch store. It's for ours, for Jaffos TV, it should be the first one that pops. I made it that way to where it should be the first thing of gear that you'd be able to purchase. So go over there, be able to support, even if you don't wear the shirt or whatever, that's fine, but just understand what you're doing is going to a good cause. And then if you want to go, grab
Good
any
luck
other
on
merch,
Sunday, K-Wack.
absolutely.
Please come out healthy on the other side. Good luck
Hell
on
yeah.
Sunday.
Oh yeah. And appreciate it. I'm glad you enjoyed the show. So and again, if you want to get any other merch, stuff like that's always good and stuff as well. But the main thing, at least, that what we're focusing on right now, is being able to get that 10 forever merchandise out, so that we can be able to get Declan that support, because the village is here for the kid. That's for damn sure. We're gonna make sure that he's going to be taken care of, and let the village expand further than the immediate family and the ones that he knows. Be able to know that more than just the ones that he knows are looking out for him. So be able to go and get that. And once again, A7FL Championship this Sunday. We're going to be watching. We're going to have live reactions. We're going to have everything that you could possibly have for this game, because it's one of the games of the year that we look forward to the most. And
Yes.
and then come back again next week. We've got, obviously more All-Pro JAFFOs. We got more of the Bosch Initiative Sable Knights. And we're going to be, I want to get more, Match 6 have been busy as fuck, so we're going to get more indie vibes on there for damn sure. We got something in the works for EJ to get him his own, standalone, show here on Jaffos TV. So be on the lookout for that too. Once we get that up and running, we'll definitely let you know when that happens. And I have a bit of a thing coming next week. So starting next week, there's going to be a new member of the Jaffo family.
Oh.
There's going to be a new member of the All-Pro Jaffos. You will see who she is starting next week.
I love it.
And I'm telling you, she's going to be somebody who it's not just a face to be on here to be moderating. She's going to have just as much shit to talk as we do. So be prepared for that. That's going to be starting up next week. I'm excited to get that going, because that's one of the things I've been wanting to get on in this show for a little while. So now that it's coming to fruition, I'm glad it's going to happen. So
a female's perspective. I love it.
So stay tuned for that. And once again, be a friend, tell a friend, let everybody know. We appreciate you guys for hanging out with us. Have a great weekend. BIC, Insomniacs. Play hard, play smart, stay healthy. Appreciate everyone, especially
and let's have
on
a
the
good game.
A7FL. Yeah, appreciate everybody who's been on the A7FL this whole year, who's been hanging out with us and talking and everything else like that. You know, it's always been a joy. So for now, we'll see you guys next time. For myself, JP, for EJ, the Prodigy, for DJ Mad Six, for Dubbed, for Missile, 10 forever. We'll see you guys again
Damn
next
right.
week. Love y'all.